Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Social Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel. If you have any questions or concern, you can email me at tradingsocialshow@gmail.com. You can also follow me on my Twitter X account and also on StockTweet, right? So now today we're going to be talking about what we're expecting for the coming week, okay? We're going to be looking at Market Watch in terms of our economic calendar and as well as what the broader market did last week and what I'm expecting it to do this coming week, followed by 1 week performance in the whole market as a whole. Also, we're also going to talk about different sectors and industry and see what is going on in them, right? So looking at the S&P 500 map, we're looking at 1 week performance, and if you see now, fully aware that utilities actually did good, followed by real estate, and as well as packaged foods like general meals and stuff like that. So the rest actually did bad, like healthcare, communications, semiconductors, even financial actually did bad as well. Now, taking a look at the economic calendar, on Monday we really have nothing scheduled on Monday. Tuesday we have consumer confidence and Chicago business barometer as well. However, Wednesday is going to be very important because that's where we have Fed J Powell, and we have that key Federal Reserve decisions in terms of interest rate. So keep an eye out open on that. Job openings will also be coming out, and ISM manufacturing. On Thursday, which is the November 2nd, we have jobless claim followed by factory orders. On Friday, we have a U.S. non-farm payroll, so that's very important as well, which will lead to also knowing what hourly wages year over year is all about. ISM services as well on that unemployment rate will also be for the U.S. Okay, so that is what we're looking at coming next week. Let's talk about SPY real quick as well, because last week I talked about SPY for the possibility of SPY bouncing off of the 200 moving average. We did bounce off that level. Looking at this, right, I talked about it and say, hey, come Monday we should be able to bounce off this 420 419 area to the upside, and if we cannot get past 425, then we can continue to push to the low side or pull lower. Okay, and however we got to 425, we couldn't hold it and continue to move to the upside, right? But we just failed that level, failed the 200 moving average, and then back down to even retesting that level of 4921. Okay, so looking at the whole thing, I think we'll be expecting a bounce any minute from now as earnings report continue to shake the market. And of course, we have this week, Wednesday, which is our Fed rate decision. So we'll figure out what's going on there, right? Let's talk about what I'm expecting. SPY. What I'm expecting the SPY to do is for price to get back to 417, 418 area. But remember, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. If I cannot post everything or analyze it here, I will post them up on my StockTweet and on my X account. So keep an eye out. So like I said, 417, 418, that is where I'm expecting the market to really gain momentum back into the 200 moving average, 420, 421. If price cannot get to this spot, then we can continue to consolidate around this area, but for now 410 is going to act as our support. If it doesn't hold, we're going to be looking at 405 in the coming days, so keep an eye out. I think market is due for a bounce off this area, because also coincide with this trend right here. So keep an eye out, see if price can continue. But that 417 area is that area to actually watch, right? Nasdaq pretty much same thing. We need to bounce off that spot. NVIDIA right now, you see how price actually got off that right side of the shoulder, which is, you know, our head and shoulder, which is bearish, right? Now we're looking at support around the 405, and 405 doesn't hold, then we'll be back to retesting the $400 spot again, which we've actually done. We actually sold and got below $400 zone. So right now, $400 is our ultimate support if it does show up. Tesla, what we're looking at here, we're looking at the third, fourth attempt on Tesla to retest this level, right? So right now we're looking at 200 as our support. If Tesla decide to pull lower to that spot, for now we'll have our resistance right around the 217 spot on Tesla, which is our 200 moving average. UNH, this is United Health Group, right? United Health Group has been pushing to the upside for quite a while, and right now we're just creating that momentum split right here at the 20 exponential moving average. So right now that support is around this 520. 520 is support. If we can reclaim 530, then we can continue to push to the upside. But for now, your 520 524 is that support for now. PayPal right now, you see, I did talk about it, and a couple of weeks ago I said this is going to be our trend. If it fail, then we can continue to sell off. So remember that right now this $50 is going to act as our support. TEAM is our team. All right, so right now we're looking at price around the 200 moving average. So 200 SMA is that support for now, and we've made this double bottom, so I'll be expecting some rally on this name if the market actually picked up a different direction. OII, this is Oceaneering International. 22 is our support for now. If it doesn't continue to push to the upside, then we'll be looking at price back to $20 on this name. Also looking at PFSI, we're looking at downtrend break. And guys, remember, all this stock I'm actually listing right now, they are actually from the price, pretty much price above the 200 moving average, and some of them below the 200, just a tad below the 200 moving average, and we got all this volume on them. So that's where I'm actually getting my ideas from. Okay, TXN, and most of these stocks are Nasdaq as well. So TXN, Texas Instrument, we're looking at price bouncing off this area. We've been selling off for quite a while, so I'll be looking at a move in any day coming. ABNB, this is Airbnb. I'm looking at price at 115. 115 is going to act as our spot. Okay, we need to reclaim that 115. If we can reclaim 115, then 120 will come in easy on that name. CrowdStrike, CRWD, we've actually been really maintaining this uptrend right now, and with price back into 50 exponential moving average, that is going to be our support. 169, 170 is our support on our CrowdStrike. So keep an eye out. If for any reason that level fail and sell momentum continue to come in this name, then we'll be looking at 165 or even 160 on it. So keep a close eye on that. I will be keeping a close eye on that as well. Also Eli Lilly, LLY, this is also uptrend name, and with support right around this 550, 560 as our support. UOL, this is Duolingo. Right now we're looking at 140. 140 is going to act as our support. If that area doesn't hold, then we're looking at 135, 136, which is our 200 moving average spot. INTU, we actually failed our uptrend, right? We failed that level, and now we're back down to retesting support. So right now we have our 475 as our support. Double bottom created, and let's see if we can push just a tad bit on that name. PEP, this is PepsiCo. PepsiCo right now we're looking at 160 as our support. We actually failed that 160 back down to 150. 158 or so, but for now this 160 159 is going to act as our support for the continuation to the upside. We just need to break the 162 163 area, and then we'll continue to change of trend. So keep an eye out on that. T-Mobile as well. This is T-Mobile. T-Mobile right now, we have a very strong support right here as indicated, and for any reason, if 144 breaks, then we can continue to push to the upside on this name. So keep an eye out with this, and also Verizon as well. Costco wholesale. Costco right now, we're feeling critical support level. Looking at this, and you now know that this is our support level. We failed this area, pull back down. 540 is our support on this name. I'm looking at picking some up here as well, because I like the way this chart really looks and how busy Costco really is most days. Microsoft, we're looking at this trend right here. Support right around the 20 and 50 exponential moving average. So we did on Friday got a sell pressure on this name, but for now 327 is our support. If that area failed, then we can pull lower back to 325. But for now, this area is our support on that. RIVN, this is Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. I'm not too much of a fan of pharmaceutical or biotech and all that, but for now, I'm looking at the 200 moving average as our support on this name. If that area just doesn't hold, then we're going to be looking at 760 as the next support on that. Adube as well, ADBE system. So we're looking at 500 as our support. I think we can really pull lower into that spot, and then big boys can come in to pick up their beautiful shares there. Also HD, this is Home Depot. Right now we've actually sold off really good on this name, so any day now I'll be looking for price to bounce off this area to the upside. I don't think they are going out of business, also including Lowe's as well. We've really sold off, so 180 is our support on Lowe's on that name. NFLX is another name. NFLX, we actually really created a gap here, so we close this gap, or what's going to happen. We actually know this. The reason is because we have the 50 exponential moving average here. If we break this area, break the 20, and then we should be able to cover right back into at least 50% to the 200 moving average. So keep an eye out on Netflix. Overall, Amazon, they did fantastic and gapped up right into 130. For now, I will be looking for price to hold this area, 125 127, to hold that spot to continue to push to the upside. We also got so much upgrades on Amazon. I think with Amazon being strong and those upgrades coming in, I'll be expecting some form of directional change in the market. So keep an eye out on that name as well. Google is another name. Google right now, we're looking at 120 as our support, and we got that bounce off into 122. I think the gap is still obvious, right? So we're going to be looking at price back into the 127 133 in the coming days. AMD as well. AMD right now, we're looking at support right here. We're back into support, and we just bounced right off that area, closed 96.43 with RSI right around about 40% on that. So keep an eye out. Also looking at Block and BLK. BLK right now, we've actually sold off. I was expecting $600 as support, but we're actually looking at shaking hands here. So keep an eye out. If price pull back into the $600 spot, I think we can continue to push to the upside. Also looking at DocuSign as well. DocuSign, we're looking at $38.50 as support. Looking at this trend, you know that is gonna relatively like hold as our support for now. So keep an eye out. I think I do love the chart in the short term for a bounce. MDLZ, this one is simple. I'm actually expecting a bounce, a continuous bounce on this name to the $67-68 spot. If that does happen, then we're looking at price into $70, and then we'll continue to clear this downtrend that was created. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. The remaining chat, I'm gonna post them up on my stock tweet and Twitter account. Thank you for your time, and have